What's up, Strike Team? Welcome back to another episode of Strike Team Official. Here with Alan. This will be episode 4, I believe, of full Contact Kata. And we are going to continue with our Seisan Kata. All right, so the next technique in the kata is the elbow strike. So you move the person. You have an elbow strike here. Boom. Okay. You're coming up. Boom. Boom. Okay. Now, in the traditional bunkai, you're blocking or moving their hands out of the way of some kind of stick or weapon. So put your hand up like pretend it's a chop, right? So pretend you have a weapon in this arm, like you have a stick, right? And come in at the stick. Boom. Okay? Come out at the stick with the other side. Boom. Like you have a stick in the hand you're blocking and hitting. That is the traditional use of that technique. Now, that can work. And I know it sounds crazy to think, can you pull that off? But I recently started training with my Muay Thai instructor, messing around with Hema and Kali. And we have all these practice sticks, and we'll just be hitting each other. And he had knocked my stick out my hand once. And I was like, oh, I don't have my weapon, and he went in to hit me. And I went, and I did that, and it worked. And I was like, oh, I can use it at full speed. Like, it is usable. The person needs to be extending properly and all that, but it is something you can actually do. But we don't have sticks here with us right now, so I'm not going to go super deep into drilling for stick defense. And also, even though I've done it with my other instructor, and I know I've pulled it off before, I haven't done enough to say I can pull it off continuously. And so I'm not going to teach it here on YouTube until I have that kind of pressure testing experience. So instead, what I am going to show you is how to take the same technique and use it in a different situation that I have pressure tested and I know I can do repeatedly under pressure and under stress. So say the guy comes in, again, actually we'll do it from a couple different positions. Guy can be clinching or trying to grab you. Say we're here, we're both in, right? And so he's trying to grab at you, he's grabbing at you guys are wrestling at, whatever, right? You do that same technique, you're going to step forward and you're going to drop into the position into his face. Boom. Okay? You can drop into his solar plexus. Okay? When you drop in, you're in your horse stance, you can blast his knee out if you want as you come in and possibly knock him down. Okay? You're going to blast in. As you come up, remember the next step in the kata is the face palm. Boom. And then the next step in the kata is the strike here, which a lot of people will go into the stomach. I will just go into the groin for it. Because why go for the stomach in a street fight? I can't hit you with my fingers. And when I have boxing gloves on, I'm only using this in self-defense. I'm going for the groin.
It's like people think this is some anime thing, you know? It's like sharp, like Killua in the first arc when he takes that prisoner's heart out.
Listen, maybe the most powerful people with their strongest fingers in the world can do it.
The Zoldycks.
Yeah, I'm not that person. My fingers are not conditioned to go through a bunch of wood like that. I'm not even going to pretend like I can do it. So, but I can grab you. I can grab you in the groin. I can hit you in the groin. I can take this and just move it up and go to your throat instead. Right? So we're here. We're wrestling with each other. Boom. Boom, boom, right? It's boom from the, step back. From the kata, you're in. Boom, boom, okay? It's practically the same thing. But again, it's important though, if you're gonna use this, to work it with resistance. So here's what we're gonna do. Free clinch, do whatever you want. I'm going to limit my own techniques, okay? So you might win this clinch round because I'm only giving myself 3 moves. But I just want to show that I can do it in a free clinching state. So let's free clinch. Okay. Oh, he's in. I got the first one. I'm already there. Keep going. It's there. Okay? So The only moves I allowed myself were that elbow, that crossface, and that shot. Free clinch it. Come into a position with your partners or your ukes, and clinch each other, and try to land those while the person's somewhat resisting. The moment you have both your hands inside his, so you're in your Uechi stance, come up, and you're here, all of this stuff is open. Everything is open. Even if it ends up in a situation where you take the inside, double insides. Okay, take the arm positions. Yeah. So here, you're a bit in trouble, but even here you have some options. Obviously, I can't hit him because he's blocking me with his arm, but I can rip out and go there. Like, you have options no matter what position you're in, but to understand how to use your options, you have to be sparring or drilling with some resistance. And again, I want to say, having theoretical knowledge is not enough. You will not be able to apply it unless you understand what the tactile sensations are like. And also, if you end up going up against somebody who is also someone who understands the clinch. Say you're going up against a high school wrestler, especially if they're Greco-Roman, it'd be all bad, right? If you're a Greco-Roman wrestler, or a Muay Thai fighter, or a judo player, or whatever, and they understand how to move around with that upper body, you have to understand, like, we are karate guys. So unless you train in those arts, we have a disadvantage. We have to use what we can, which is our strikes involved that they're not used to seeing, to try and take some kind of advantage in that fight. And they're going to have a high understanding of tactile sensation and how your body moves to shut stuff down in ways that you won't even know are feasible until you've started doing your drilling. So for example, I'm going to be a dick this time, just to make a point. I want clinch me and clinch me for real.
You're going to be a dick instead of touching one?
Oh my God, it was an accident. Come in, clinch, go, start off 50-50. All right, ready, go. Clinch for real. Now this guy has fights, go. He has Muay Thai fights. Okay, and he's clinching me for, go. He knows every move I'm doing. Okay, but all right, I lost the mic.
Oh.
All right, but my point with that is just to show that he knew pretty much all the moves I used to counter what he was doing. He knows them all. I just have a lot more experience doing them. And I'm not like some great clincher. Like, obviously, there are guys. I just was clinching with KJ, who fights out he was fighting Raj Madur in his last couple fights. He made me feel like I never clinched before a day in my life. So there's levels to everything. I don't want to come off like I was like, oh, clinch me like I'm some kind of great unstoppable force. I'm not. But just understand he understands what I was doing. And he could do to someone else what I just did with him. And someone could do that with me.
PMT clinch king.
So it's all just based on understanding those tactile sensations and what you can do and move around when you're actually sparring with somebody or moving with somebody. Right.
You know what? When other people that challenge me at PMTs see that, I'm going to be like, oh, it took an amateur Okinawan champion
to take him out.
To actually match his clinch or overpower it. What chance do I have?
No. Yeah, no, and again, I just want to point out, he how many fights do you have? 4. What's your record?
3-1.
He's 3-1. So he's not bad. I just want to really point that out because I'm out here acting like it ain't nothing. He's 3-1. Like, he's fighting out here in California. So I just want to point that out. Like, I don't want to I'm making him look like a scrub because he's not. So next technique in the kata, after you go in, boom, here. You're going to open up, strike here, and here, okay? So again, same general thought process. Strike comes in, or not even strike, just go into the grappling position. Instead of going here, I'm going to open you up and blast in. Okay? You can do that. Okay? It's boom. Boom. So, Open up, hit, hit. Okay? Still in that clinch range. Another way you can look at it here. Throw a jab at me. You can use it to get through the jab there. Throw the jab at me again. There. Okay? Retract the jab like you're actually fighting. Now, he was able to cover that one. Okay? But I still smashed in, and my next strike would be right there. Okay? Because it's here. Next strike is right there. So it still works. Okay? Throw that jab again. And come in. Now, again, he's blocking. He's a trained fighter. He keeps his hands up. But self-defense-wise, half the guys aren't going to be as disciplined as you are with your hands in the air. So a lot of guys drop the hands as the hand comes back, and you strike it on the way in. That's another one of the options. Again, you're fighting a trained, disciplined person like he is. They're not going to leave you that opening the same way. It's going to be a lot harder to pull that off. But it still works. Okay, punch comes. Retract it. Boom. Okay, you block. Hit, go. Retract, retract, retract. It's retracted, follow up. Cross comes. Hit your palm here, there. Again. Right through the middle. Doesn't, like, you can still hit these shots off. Right? So, we talked about, in one of my previous videos, the importance of understanding the timing of a punch. Hit me in the forehead. Okay? Understanding the timing of the punch so you can actually block. Retract your punches. This is not, you're not karate. That's why I picked you for this. Retract your punches. Go. Okay? There we go. Again. All right? The importance of understanding that punch. Go again. Okay? Of understanding the timing so you can actually hit non-karate people. All right? These moves are there.
So easy.
Matter of fact, recently someone at the gym was making a joke. It's like, you can't get me with any karate.
Was it John?
No.
Was it Eddie?
No, I'm not going to put any names. I'm not going to put any names on
DJ.
Here. Not putting names.
E.T.
Anyway, so
Ronan.
during the fight, don't. During our round, I landed 8 karate chops just to prove that I can land them against guys with fights in Muay Thai. I landed 8 karate chops. Okay? So the point is, and I'll do that. I'll go up, guys will talk some mess. I'm like, I'm going to at least get 2 karate chops. Just so I hit it, and I'll scream karate, just as I'm ridiculous. All right? Just to prove that you can land this stuff. You just have to drill the proper timing. A lot of these strikes in karate are no different than when you throw across a jab, or a jab across or a hook. There's no different. We're just throwing a different type of strike. Instead of throwing a hook, if a hook can land, there's no reason the hammer fist can't land. If a cross can land, there's no reason the palm heel can't land. The difference is, in self-defense, I'm less likely to break my hand. I'll bust your nose. I can go into your eyes. I can go into your eye there. I have more options. And that's the general difference. You still need that timing, but you can change your weapons. And so again, way to practice it is drilling somebody throwing punches like you saw us do before. Throw your punch. Okay? Someone throwing punches at your head. You blocking them. Oh, I threw a chop instead of a hammer fist, but like that, right? Working and getting those shots off. Another one is to go into the clinch and work landing those in the clinch. The same way we did before, where we kind of went live previously, and he was actually clinching, and I did specific moves in the clinch. You can do that same thing with these and work these specific techniques. What's up, Strike Team? I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Full Contact Kata. There is definitely more where that came from, so please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're updated when I drop the next video. Thanks.